Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. The podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons17. Tonight we got the crew, the good-looking guys, if you will. Shout out to Noah. I'll give the hot tag to my partner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Zach Hendricks. Find me on all social media at Z Hendricks Brand and look up Country Air at Country Air Official. And on Twitter, you'll go to Country Air Brand. And I'll pass it off to the senior official.
Hey, what's up, guys? Referee Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, # for the ref brand, and Waffles Take It Home podcast.
Waffles. How was the breakfast hunt this weekend, boys?
Lots of pancakes, lots of waffles. Oh my goodness. Continental breakfast with all you can eat pancakes, eggs. I went back for more pancakes. Had about a stack of 6. Incredible. Hit the Waffle House, bacon, egg, and cheese on an English muffin. Oh no, on toast it was. They're pretty good. 2 waffles on the side. Definitely hit the spot. And then also hit a Belgian waffle earlier in the week too, which was really good.
Just a solo waffle.
Oh, we went in on the breakfast this weekend, and it was phenomenal.
Nice. Zach?
Yeah, a little bit of the breakfast. I actually had a nice chorizo omelet, so pretty fire.
Very nice. I had my usual sausage and egg bagel. Always is the spot. I think that's all we had. You had pancakes.
They were delicious.
K-Dot had pancakes.
I feel you there.
Yeah, I just had my usual go-to. Can't go wrong without it. It's a staple of the Simmons family. Whatever. But no, it's never lame. That banger of the week, Perch.
Oh, this week's banger of the week. It will not disappoint. Press play on this jam, and you will be moving and grooving. Nothing But a Heartache by the Flirtations.
Ooh.
This song comes in with power and steam, and it goes out with just as much steam. A phenomenal one. If we were to have some music in the podcast here, maybe in between segments, like this would be the tune going in and out of commercial break. This is a banger.
Perch loves his female R&B groups.
This is a damn good one. Give this one a play on your way into work or just getting done with work. Start the night. Love it.
What led to this one?
Just a good road jam. Got to have some good playlists, and yeah, it starts with some of that R&B.
The Flirtations.
Yeah, it starts with good voice, emotion, soul. One track leads to another, and you find out different artists. Flirtations. I think this is like a one-hit wonder, but my goodness, they made a gift when they made this song.
Nice.
A gift for us to be playing all these years later and getting just as much joy as they probably did when they made it originally.
They knew, in 50-ish years, there'll be a referee from the Midwest that's going to need this to get him through the weekend.
Oh, yeah. Lots of driving hours, lots of good tunes, lots of bangers. This one got us through a few states.
All right. Why don't we move on and talk about what we watched this weekend? Or this weekend. It was a very good week of wrestling, pretty much all around. Zach, why don't you start?
So I actually went out to Chicago Wednesday. Went to see AEW with some family. So we got to watch all of Dynamite, got to watch Rampage, got to watch the special Ring of Honor attraction match after. It was an 8-man tag with the Workhorse, Shane Taylor and Gringo Loco versus Commander. I'll never say his name right. Vikingo.
Yep.
Yep, there we go. And the Lucha Brothers, and it was a really good match. They kind of had the Mike Bailey formula. First they did it was kind of like a double heat with the Mike Bailey formula. Like first he was on Commander, Vikingo got in, then they got a heat on him, and then Lucha Brothers did the end.
Okay.
Rampage was just full of surprises. Like I was like, I texted Doc, I'm like, bro, just surprise at the surprise at the surprise with Filthy Tom Lawler coming out. That was probably the biggest one.
Yeah.
And Johnny TV on TV. And Sonata. And for those who were wondering, yes, Doki was super over, but that's because a lot of people in the crowd of Chicago thought it was Dookie and not Doki. There was some
Hey,
holy
whatever
Dookie.
gets you over.
Exactly. That the whole section I was at, everyone was like, "Is his name really Dookie?" And I was like, "I don't think so." Doc had tell me it was Doki, so don't get it wrong. I didn't know either, but I was like, I don't think his name was Dookie.
Nope.
But
Doki translates to poison.
well, Chicago, the crowd thought it was Dookie. That's why you got that holy Dookie chant.
Well, that works in the sense.
Yeah. But Dynamite was super good. Trying to remember everything that happened since there was a lot. I know like Punk came out and like cracked the joke that he's not even supposed to be here. Collision guy.
Yeah.
There's so much that happened. I can't remember all of it.
No, it was filled. It was filled. I think notes.
Very long night. And I did also watch Forbidden Door. Crazy to think. I was like, really? I'm like, damn, Daniel Bryan's really selling that arm well, but no, like,
No, yeah, he was just legitimately hurt.
but yeah, the Eddie Kingston stuff with Moxley was really good. A little confusing, but you know he's still showing that love for Moxley. I just loved how like in the 10-man tag, if they were just chopping the hell out of each other, everyone else is having action around the ring. Sad that Adam Cole couldn't be on there because I was really looking forward to that match, but that Jungle Boy turn.
Yeah. That Jungle Boy turn was good. About time.
Yeah. Everyone thought it was going to be Hook.
No. I think we should have seen him once he started putting the leather jacket on. That's a clear sign you're about to become a bad guy.
Got to find your look.
Yep. You got that leather jacket and it was all downhill from there.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I saw anything on SmackDown. I mean, I've been trying to keep up with the Bloodline story, but I forgot what happened this week on SmackDown.
I know the Usos cut a promo. I can remember that.
Yeah, I did watch that promo. And Liv Morgan was back too. Because I got to watch that a little bit live too, and like they unified the women's tag belts.
Yep, they did do that.
And then nice little pop for Liv Morgan.
Liv's return.
Sheamus and had a good match with Solo at the end.
Yep.
We're ended. Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah. Good week of wrestling. Good week of the wrestles. Perch. What have you been watching? Or did you get a chance to watch anything? You were far away, brother.
Yeah, the AEW Dynamite last week was phenomenal. The show right before the pay-per-view, Orange Cassidy and Shibata against Daniel Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr. What a matchup. Just incredible. Those four put on just a workhorse style match. Hard hitting, entertaining the entire time. Great personalities. Like that's a pro wrestling match right there. There's not necessarily differences to be settled, but there's points to be made.
Yeah.
And everyone's got their point, and no one wants to back down. Yeah, four incredible personalities to be in there. I didn't catch the pay-per-view, so I'm curious to see how things ended up with all those guys. So great chemistry.
Definitely one of the top matches of the night. I would say I won't give results, but I'll
like those guys could take 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes. you could give them as much time as you need, and these guys would give you pro wrestling for a high quality for however long. That was awesome. Also, the 6-man tag match with Jericho, Suzuki, and Sammy against Action Andretti, Darius, and AR Fox. That was cool. Good AAW ties in there too. To see Darius going up against Suzuki as a story.
Yeah.
The
Big
match
mistakes.
2 times in there, and it was awesome.
Yep.
And by the end of it, it's Darius getting the better of Suzuki on the last lap. I forgot what it was, but something in there. He got one over on him, and just great. Watching veterans work with young talent and watching people work their way up and put on. That was an incredible match. Everyone.
He knew he wanted to take them shots. Like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're a student of the game, so he wanted those. Yeah, and Dynamite was good.
Session fan brawl. Was awesome. Mark Briscoe doing his thing. Jeff Jarrett getting his butt kicked. Papa Briscoe coming in. Everybody coming in. It was awesome. Loved it.
Right. Well, I guess I'm the only one who maybe watched Rampage. Rampage was also very good. Starting off with that 8-man tag, Chaos versus UE with Swerve. Swerve just having a week to shine very well. We'll talk about Collision in a second. Sky Blue in that Owen Hart first round match as a Hobie, putting it down against Anna Jay. It's good to see two homegrown girls going at it. I don't remember if they were the main or semi-main, but AEW is high on them, and it's good to see AEW investing in its own stars, and not just the guys they're bringing. Coda, Darius, and Axel in that 6-man that led into the weirdest good freestyle from the QTV girl. Anthony Bowens getting the "he's gay" chant in a positive light was an awesome moment. Collision was I saw some of it. Had to watch that Tanahashi and Swerve match, which was awesome, and it was good to see the crowd just love Tanahashi and really embrace him, and they were all about the air guitar, so that was tight. More importantly, Forbidden Door, top to bottom, great show. Really have no complaints. MJF and Hiroshi Tanahashi starting off. Of course, it makes sense. I mean, MJF he had the promo the night before on Collision after the Swerve Tanahashi match, where he said, "Yeah, I told TK I would show up, but only if I go on first, because why would I want to watch a bunch of shindy matches? I'm do my match and go home." And very good. Unfortunately, Bryce wasn't on top of his game as much as he had showed in that Adam Cole match. But MJF, does his thing. He's still a champ. Also, they announced on Rampage for that tag tournament that MJF and Adam Cole are going to be tag partners, so that should be tight. Billy Starks versus Athena on the pre-show, very good. Billy Starks is going to make it, probably just because she's going to kill herself in the crowd, and I love it. Went for that senton on the apron. Athena moved, ate shit, looked devastating. The 4-way, Shibata, Garcia, Cassidy, and ZSJ was as good as advertised. Daniel Garcia getting over the worst dancing ever is amazing. It was his it's one of the top spots of the night. ZSJ and Shibata are in the middle of the ring trading. Garcia's trying to work his way in. They just keep pushing him off. He comes under with the dance, takes a big shot from Shibata, hulks up, dances again. Big shot from ZSJ, hulks up, dances again. ZSJ and Shibata beat him down, go back to striking, turn around. Here comes Garcia, double clothesline, back to the dance. It was amazing.
That's great.
Highlight of the night for me.
I enjoy that full commit to whatever you do. Just own it, and that's something that goes to show. You can throw anything out there, stick with it, commit to it, own it, and you can have a moment like that come out of it.
Yeah, and it was awesome. Kojima Punk was match 2. Great to see the crowd all about Kojima. I think it'll be very interesting to see how crowds react to Punk in every city. And I feel from how the match went, Punk knew how Canada was going to react to him. Kojima, big baby face. Vicious elbow drop to the nuts. Don't know how the ref missed that one. But no, they had a really good match. This was definitely, I think, one of the Punk matches that I've enjoyed more. I feel like in a lot of the bigger pay-per-view matches, unfortunately, he's ended up injured at some point in the match that has affected the quality of said match. But this one, everybody seemed to step away healthy. Punk healing it up, being a jerk. It was very good. Sting, Darby Allin, and Naito versus Jericho, Guevara, and Suzuki. Good to see. Shout out to the production team because much improved camera work between Wednesday and Sunday. Sunday they missed the Jericho Suzuki pose. This week they made sure they hit the Suzuki Guevara Jericho pose. They, for the most part, got Okada's wide shot right. There was just like a little mistiming, like a little blip, which really only goes to show like how good that New Japan production team is, because it's just little things like that they don't miss. Definitely some awesome visuals in that Omega Osprey match. Just for the most part, just really good job by the production team. Getting the best shots of everything on Sunday. But Suzuki, does his thing. Old man just beating the shit out of everybody. Naito being the chill dude. Hits the tranquilo pose. Him and Jericho going at it, rekindling their history from a couple years ago was fun. That was another solid match, which I think that was after the Willow. No, that was before. Because then we get Willow, and no, that was after. Because before we get, that's what it is. Before we get Willow, Tony Storm. Super sweet to see Willow over as just big white meat baby face. That she's proven that still works. Ruby and Saraya being the annoying dirty heels worked very well. They had a very hard hitting match. I do kind of wonder if maybe they got were told to stretch time out at certain parts. It just kind of felt like that, but I think it was still a very good match. Then no way it's not match of the night. Osprey and Omega. Them boys told a very good 40-minute story. And people are comparing it, to their first meetup, but I think Brian Alvarez said you can't really compare it, and I think a big part of that is I don't think this match is as good without that first match, because there are a lot of callbacks to that first match. Callbacks to Brett and Sean, callbacks to Kenny's friends, and Osprey's influences. It's like there is a negative of Don the Don Callis situation, but I don't think it hurts the match that much because those two are just so freaking good. And yeah, they tore the house down, match of the night. And that was eventually followed by Danielson and Okada, who I guess they knew the type of stuff that Ospreay and Omega did. They really slowed it down, had a very methodical, did some very, very different but very good match. It is unfortunate Danielson fractured his arm with 10 minutes to go in the match. But for them to be consummate professionals and come up with the finish they did is amazing. And yeah, just overall, just really enjoyed the show. Inspired and such. Gonna up our game this week, and we got a lot of chances. Like I said, but good stuff all around. Enough of me babbling on and praising AEW. Zach, what did we do this week? We had a short week, which is why I was able to watch all this wrestling.
Yeah, we just had one show out in Janesville wrestling. We wrestled Alpha Zeta Zeta for the JWA Tag Team Championships. We didn't win, but we didn't lose.
No, we did not.
No,
It was
no,
our
no.
second shot at those titles. First time matchup with Alpha Zeta Zeta. Two guys, we've seen around doing the setup, sharing locker rooms with. It was good to see that the JWA fans don't have the best long-term memories because they seem to love us.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Alpha Zeta Zeta, I think, because they thought they were bigger than us, they would work that strong style, and then they realized what country strong style was because let's just say they left they left us some marks. But
yeah, they did. Liquid Sword is an equal opportunity destroyer.
And I got one of the heaviest chops, I would say, like thanks to my tag partner. So always trying to leave our handprints wherever we can.
Yep, definitely.
Top Latinos. We hit Air Buddies 1, 2, and right before 3, Top Latinos came out. Wanted to get involved in our business. Don't know why. We have no beef with them.
Yep,
we
if
do
you
now.
got problems with Alpha Zeta Zeta, settle that on your own time, not ours.
I was thinking about our record at JWA is probably like the worst tag record. We're like 0-1 and 2. Like
yeah. But our body of work still speaks for itself despite the results.
Yeah, all it needs is we got another shot in August. We are in the JWA tag title match again. This time we get our hands on both Alpha Zeta Zeta and the Top Latinos.
Yep. And they had to empty the locker room to try to control the chaos on Saturday. And I think with all three of us starting in there, that's probably not going to be enough.
That's all we had besides some R&R.
Yep, rest and relaxation, watching wrestling. It was a very fun weekend. Played a lot of Street Fighter 6. Perch, how was the Dirty South?
It was a killer weekend. Speaking of Street Fighter 6, I stopped at the Galloping Ghost arcade in Chicago, and I rocked Street Fighter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just about every one of them. Holy smokes. Incredible. Yeah, Street Fighter 6, I believe, was one of them. And that's good graphics to it. Really good graphics.
Yeah. Feels good to do stuff in that game. Makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah. I came to find that Street Fighter 2 is still my favorite. I think it was the first one I had on Super Nintendo, so it just kind of became one with the one I was accustomed with.
Yeah.
And man, I got my ass kicked on every single Street Fighter I played, 1 through 6. That was tough. I forgot which one I ended up winning, but switched to some Tekken, played some King, and came around to the other side and got a victory.
Yep, I'm definitely more of a Tekken player. I hadn't really played a straight up Street Fighter since 2 till I got 6 recently. So it has been a learning curve over the last 2 weeks ish.
And the other shout out to Yoshimitsu in Soul Calibur. What a character. I forgot what system it was, but one of my friends had that game back in the day and was able to play the arcade one. And yeah, just as good as a character gets, taking people down. Soul Calibur 2, I think. Great
Okay.
game. Great game. But yeah, very
Which
fun.
version of Soul Calibur 2? PlayStation, GameCube, or Xbox?
This one was the arcade version,
Oh, okay.
which was incredible. Joystick, everything. Yeah, great. As good as it gets. The Galvin Ghost Arcade, definitely worth checking out. Every game, every arcade game you can imagine. But that was just part of the journey on the wild journey throughout the Midwest and the South this weekend. It was a great time. I had a little game changer wrestling action. We were at Talia Hall on Friday night, and that was a very fun show. Talia Hall is a great venue. First time we were ever there was a ring that Frank rented. So we drove the truck. I think I drove the truck with the trailer, and we all set up the ring at Talia Hall. And we had a Gallia Lucha show that day. And that was 2018, 2019. So it's got a special place in my heart.
I think it was 2019.
Yeah, 2019. Yeah,
So.
a special place in my heart. So to come back, and especially with Game Changer Wrestling, it was so much fun. Representing on a awesome sentimental level. The first match I had of the night was Lufisto, Independent Wrestling Hall of Famer, versus Robert Ego Anthony.
Yeah, I could tell you had never taken off a bathrobe in your life. You had some trouble getting that belt off, brother. I was working out and it was like, oh yeah, this show is on. To have to turn it on and look up, there's Perch.
That's great. I had no idea how to take that thing off. God, I'm a man who likes a tucked in t-shirt, preferably a pocket on the shirt. I don't take a bathrobe. Oh, that was too funny. Robert Ego Anthony is a awesome heel, an awesome pro wrestler. He knows how to garner the emotion of the crowd on hand and take him on a roller coaster ride. I really enjoy. He's taught me a lot over the past few years, so it's very fun to work with him. And he was a bad guy for sure. Lufisto ended up getting the better of him by the end of it. Fun match. Then a scramble match with Jimmy Lloyd, Starboy Charlie, Hunter Drake, Kenzie Page, Teriyaki, Bobby Flacco. That was fun. Wild action the whole time. Very fun. Anytime you can get a scramble match at GCW. There were some big dives all around. Good personalities, people who I've traveled with and worked with throughout the country, and even the world, with Jimmy Lloyd and Starboy. Good dude. Got to ride with him over the weekend. Starman Charles, dude's huge. He's gotten big. He's putting in work. He's as big as a house. Still rocking the Grateful Dead socks. And then the final match of the night, the main event, was Blake Christian putting his title on the line, the Game Changer Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship against Gringo Loco from Chicago. It was incredible. The match went on. Gringo Loco pulled a pin out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. Won the match. New champion. However, referee Adam Gold came down and saw that Blake's hand or foot or something was on the ropes. I didn't see it. So the match restarted, and next thing you know, I got hit in the noggin with the title belt, and I was out. And to tell you the truth, I don't know what happened. Don't know what happened from there on out. I think the replay showed that Adam Gold ate a moonsault,
Oh God.
and I think Recon ended up finishing the match. It was wild. They were taking us out left and right. But yeah, once I took that title shot, I was gone. I finished the rest of the match and the night under the ring. a whole
There's no need to stick my head out here. They're throwing title belts around.
A whole Nick Gage promo and everything.
Hey guys, I gotta get going.
Okay, no problem. I'll let them know where we're at.
A whole Nick Gage promo at the end of the night I spent under the ring. So that place was hype. They were loud. Yeah, that was really fun though. A fun show all around. Great to represent Chicago. Dave Prazak on the call, another Chicago legend, independent wrestling Hall of Famer as well. And then we all went to Alabama that night, towards Alabama, and had a show in Huntsville, Alabama. And it was awesome, very cool venue. Big convention center. Got to see the Alabama faithful, the South. I've never been there before. Very rarely have I ever done pro wrestling in the South. So it was a great experience. Really enjoyed. It's a different style, different storytelling. The culture is different as well because the heat is hot. Yeah. Oh my goodness. It is hotter than blazes in Alabama. It was like 99 degrees, and the wind blowing was the hottest air I've ever experienced. It was hotter than the still air. Like, how does that even happen? Is there a heater? Is there a furnace blowing like it was crazy, but incredible experience. Loved every minute of it. The first match I had was Effie against Rina Yamashita. That was a very fun match. Crazy moment as Rina and Effie were hitting each other with some illegal blows. Then Effie raked Rina's eyes. Next thing you know, I got hit with an illegal blow below the belt. All three of us were down, and the crowd loved it. Slowly, we all stumbled back to our feet, and with my legs kind of crossed to my knees, I told them to keep fighting, fight on.
Getting that work this weekend, Perch.
It was something. Very fun. Blood, sweat, and tears for pro wrestling. And especially Arena and Effie, those are two old school workers from two different parts of the world representing pro wrestling. It's incredible. And to be representing Milwaukee as a referee, very cool. A very high honor. The next match I had was Team GCW against Team New South. Jack Cartwheel, Brogan Finley were partners on Team GCW. By the end of it, Brogan Finley turned his back on his partner, giving New South a win. It was wild. Didn't see it coming.
I'm pretty sure Brogan is a New South guy.
He certainly showed his colors that night. He got in as an imposter on Team GCW.
I know he's been with GCW recently, but I'm pretty sure before that he heart and soul in New South.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right. I think you're right. But then the next day we were down in Florence, Alabama, about an hour away. And that was even hotter out in Florence. Great time. Very fun show. That was at the New South. I think their home promotion, home venue. It was a brewery. I don't drink soda or anything or beer, but I had a root beer that was really good. It was recommended on the house, and I tried it, and I had great conversation over how the first time we went to the moon was in 1969, and I learned that the last time we went was in 1972,
Yeah.
and we had Ref Jesse there. So, Prazak and I asked, how come we haven't been to the moon since? And Ref Jesse knows a lot about rockets and everything. So we were genuinely intrigued. It was a great conversation over a root beer. first soda I've had in 10 years. Really good. Hit the spot. They don't have any ice in the south. Was wild. But after that conversation, I'm questioning whether we ever went to the moon in the first place or not. And I'll always remember it. The taste, the sounds, the sights, that it was all five senses. That conversation was intriguing. It hit the mind, so it was even the sixth sense. It was everything. But what I am certain is there are moon salts, and there were a lot of moon salts over the weekend. And the first match I had the weekend was Team GCW against Team New South, and it ended with a moonsault and another victory for Team New South. They were getting victories left and right, but good matches, very fun. Seeing everything that New South has to offer, as well as GCW. It's fun doing those joint promotions, joint shows. The next match I had was Los Macizos and John Wayne Murdoch against another team, New South. And at the end of it, Los Macizos had had enough of John Wayne Murdoch. They hung him out to dry. Mm-hmm. Team warfare, teams turning. And John Wayne Murdoch did earn it. He deserved it by that match. Wasn't too nice to his partners.
Oh, so we don't feel bad for him. Okay.
We don't feel bad. Nope. John Wayne Murdoch right there with Effie and Rena is some good old school workers. And yeah, at the end of it, I think Murdoch ate some double super kicks, double knees. and Team New South got the victory. Yeah, super
Team
fun.
GCW just seems to implode in every match.
Yeah, I think gaining sympathy here. Gaining sympathy for the teams. So going forward, we're due for some victories. It was so much fun. Great shows, fun people, fun times, fun pro wrestling, great learning as a student to be able to learn and ride with veterans, pick their brains, have conversations, sharing, time with one another. It's awesome when it's good people, and we've got it right here in front of us. The difference that good people in this business make. So it's good to have good homies, and much love to all the homies from Thumper's Den from day one. It's where we come from and the upbringing that we have, from tipping the truck to when we were at the state fair and we had to get the truck out with the trailer, and I asked Dre to come with. Doc and I were sitting out there for an hour and a half, shimmying that truck trailer out of that parking lot. But about time and patience and having good time.
We go reverse, we go pull forward, we go reverse, we go pull forward as many times as we got to.
Many times we got to. And the lessons we learned, the sitting out there in the pouring rain, you and Mav at Summerfest, just protecting the ring because we honor the business, we love the business. It's the lessons that we learn and where we come from that we carry with us every day. My God, I draw back from every experience that we've had, from tipping the trailer down to hopping on shoulders to gather information from the tires to ripping handles off of doorknobs and hotel rooms to,
Yep.
you know, things
Destroying a
like
ceiling.
going to we we learn we learn from our mistakes. We become better people, but we do it together. Most importantly, and the memories that we share together. Homies rise up and get opportunities and go on to greatness, while other homies are still grinding. But at the end of the day, we're all still grinding. It's about making the most of every moment and loving the journey that we're on. It's great. It's great business to be a part of, and even better with good homies.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is fun. It is a cruel mistress sometimes, but yeah, we love her. And as long as we got some friends having our back, we can get through any of the headaches that she gives us.
Working on a heartache every day.
Yeah. Mm. All right. Unfortunately, we lost Zach, but let's move to our topic tonight. We just had AW New Japan Forbidden Door, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite crossover shows, promotions. I mean, you were at GCW New South all weekend and got to see that, another crossover. So I asked fellas, what are some of your favorite crossovers in all of media? And I'll start because you kind of hinted towards one of mine earlier. With you playing Street Fighter, one of our favorite video games of all time, X-Men versus Street Fighter. I put more hours than is necessary into that game. That's why it's part of the reason why I kind of left the Street Fighter franchise on its own. It was only a versus guy for a while, and until I got super into Tekken. But yeah, X-Men versus Street Fighter is got to be up there. AEW New Japan Forbidden Door. We've gotten 2 shows. Last year's show was amazing. This year's show was amazing. And if they keep up, with the consistency of 2 shows, I'm very hyped for Forbidden Door 2024. It'd be great to see where the company is in a year. Maybe Sonata's still champion, maybe MJF still champion, maybe we have a title match. There were a lot of titles missing on this show, so this one was definitely felt more planned out than last year. So now that they know that this is like such a big success, and I think they did record ticket sales and pay-per-view buys, so very excited to see where that goes. The first Avengers movie. My favorite Marvel movie is Captain America Winter Soldier, but my second favorite is probably the Avengers movie. Just the 10-year build to that movie. I think it was very well executed. Loved it so much. That's definitely one of those when it's on like TNT, I'll leave it on. It's great to have in the background. When I was working at the gym and my boy was a manager, he would have that movie on all the time, and I always appreciated it. What other one? Isekai Quartet. It's this little comedy anime about 4 of my favorite Isekai series, Otherworld series. So think 4 different Alice in Wonderland stories combined. It's just a little cute comedy. I love to laugh. Episodes are like 15 minutes long, so super digestible. References all around. Just hits the fanboy spot in me. But yep, big nerd. Love my crossovers. Appeal to my likes. I'm very easy to please. What about you, Perch? What are some of your favorite crossovers?
And the New Japan and WCW in the 90s. Love any of that
Yes.
connection, that mix up, the matchups. Just growing up was just natural. But then you go back and realize, oh, that was like relationships between companies. Oh wow, that took a lot to make that happen.
And it was brought up earlier today. I didn't even think about it. Because of that relationship, NWO became like the first interpromotional faction that, I don't think we've had anything like that until the Bullet Club.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome. That's big. It's huge. It gives a lot of people opportunities
Yeah.
to have an actual faction like that. And that's
Scott Norton
big.
was the IWGP champion for a while because of it. So,
Mm-hmm. And Chono and Muda and yeah, good crew. NWO Japan,
yeah.
playing Duke and Road 2, the New Japan video game for Nintendo 64. They've got some NWO entrances, and it's incredible. That's awesome crossover to see that the people in Japan had a game like this in the late 90s and got to experience it. Had to have been awesome. As cool it gets. And again, here we are in 2023 enjoying it just as much as it was when it came out day one.
Yep. And I am super intrigued to see if AEW Fight Forever this week pays tribute to those games, because it's really looking like that's what they're going for, is pay tribute to that era of wrestling games.
Yeah, really looking forward to that when it comes out. I'll pick it up eventually for whatever system is needed. We'll make it work. Another the joint promotion was Ring of Honor in New Japan, the War of the Worlds tour. We got to help out and set up, tear down, and take notes and learn. And what a class of wrestlers and people that were involved at that time. 2018, 2019. What a amazing crew of talent. And to see where everyone went on to, especially Sonata being the champion now.
Jay White becoming
Yeah.
champion and now back in the States.
Yeah, so many just great pro wrestlers and the best people to learn from. That was our introduction to helping out with a bigger company, and that was such an eye-opening experience. And it happened to be an amazing crossover opportunity that we didn't take for granted, but we knew how special it was. I love the Forbidden Door, especially the first pay-per-view. I remember we were able to make it over there. We had a show for Warrior Wrestling, and then went right across the street where Forbidden Door was taking place. And I walked in right to Eddie Kingston and Ishii going at it. It was awesome. Great.
Oh God, didn't talk about that match. That match was awesome too.
That is probably another match that's just put them in for 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. They'll give you pro wrestling the entire time. Contrast in styles. It's great. And I would say another of my favorites of all time, and maybe the first that I was experienced to, was Space Jam.
Yep.
Seeing NBA and Looney Tunes mix, I didn't know any better. I just thought that was the way the world was. Incredible.
Yep.
I love that movie. I watched it every day for many years in that plastic case VHS.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Looney Tunes and basketball was always an absolute favorite.
Yeah, good call. Space Jam is a classic.
For the word of Mav said this as well.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo and the WrestleMania Mystery. I love that movie just as well. I'm a big Scooby-Doo fan. And yeah, Undertaker is amazing.
And then, hey, we're gonna go down that. I believe it was Scooby Doo Mysteries, which was the one that had the crossover with all the like 60s, 70s TV stars, which was a very good one. That's
Those
where
were
we
so.
get Scooby Doo and Batman episodes were always great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really enjoyed.
Good shit. Good shit. All right. Why don't we move on to talk about what we got coming up this weekend? I got the long one. We'll go first. You can catch your mama's favorite tag team. By the time this has posted, we will have probably just finished up with the first show. Wednesday, we will be back at JWA Wrestling Alliance, down in Janesville for I forget it's a fair. We'll be at a fair in Janesville, with Janesville Wrestling Alliance. Don't know who we're wrestling. I'm imagining we will get our hands on either Alpha Zeta Zeta or Top Latinos, and we gonna put the clamps to them, as my man Clamps from Futurama would say. Thursday, we are at Second Wrestling somewhere. They are on their Northwoods camp tour. I am not sure exactly where we are just yet. Last year we were at Camp Ojibwa, and it was an amazing experience. I know Perch, you did the camp show last week. Those kids are super excited to see wrestling. Super excited to make noise, and it is just a wonderful experience, and it reminds you why you do this, and you understand why Cena does all the Make-A-Wish work that he does, because kids really do give you the biggest reward for doing this occasionally. Friday is a 4-way tag for the ICW Tag Team Championships, as your mama's favorites take on Perch's favorites, Theory of Asian Unity.
Yeah, you.
The team of Yeti and Oso. I think it's the great outdoors. I was about to say the Great Woods, but the Great Outdoors, and the champions, Marjax, Milwaukee Vice, whatever they would like to call themselves this week. I believe Dis prefers Marjax. Another shot at the titles. We have had a bumpy road lately when it comes to those ICW tag team titles, and Joe, we're gonna look to smooth it on out, take these curves very well, and come up with the win. Saturday, we make our debut for True Privilege Wrestling in Illinois. We have, schedules have just not allowed us to get out there. Just Amazing and Kendra have always been good homies to us. We've gone down there to train once or twice. So looking forward to it. A lot of tag teams on there that we've been wanting to touch. So hopefully we'll get our hands on one of them, and we can do the dang thing. And then Sunday, we are headed out to Eastern Michigan for a taco fest outside of Detroit. We did Taco Fest like 2 weeks ago. That was delicious. I am expecting nothing less than delicious tacos out of Eastern Detroit. Looking forward to it. It's been a while since I have wrestled in Michigan. I think like last time was in my first year, I believe. Just took me out there for UWE, so look forward to getting back. Unfortunately, it is a little far from one of my friends to make it that live out there, but I'm sure we'll have a good time. And yeah, we got 5 shows this week, so pray for us. Perch, what do you got this week?
This weekend we'll be kicking things off Thursday for freelance wrestling at the Emporium in Chicago. Logan Square is gonna be bumping. With the absence of Logan Square Auditorium, we are going to be back at Logan Square Emporium this time around. And it's an arcade. We've been there many a time before. It's going to be a packed house and lots of video games. One of my favorite video game characters of all time, I may have spoken on it here before, any video game, is Reggie Miller. I'll take him in anything. Reggie Miller in NBA Jam.
Ooh. You're a
Should.
Theory of Asian Unity fan, and you're a Reggie Miller fan. You are putting a wedge in this friendship, brother.
Yeah, if we had Super Smash Bros, I would lobby for Reggie Miller to be in Super Smash Bros.
Yeah,
Um, one of my favorite video game characters of all time because he puts people down. He
yeah.
puts people down.
Yes, he does,
Um,
unfortunately.
I get so much enjoyment out of NBA Jam on arcade version. I'm looking so much forward to playing.
I can't stand Reggie Miller.
Oh, that's great. Um, yeah, so gonna be a fun show. Lots of action. Last time I stepped foot in freelance wrestling, I hit a Shoryuken on Trevor Outlaw, a little down, up, button, took him out. I wonder if he'll be there. If he's got a gripe, if he wants to take it to the games, I'll take him on. Tekken would be my game of choice. Maybe a little Mortal Kombat. Uh, I would take King in Tekken for sure. Mortal Kombat. I'll take it. Jax. It's cool. The Scorpion all day, but I'll let the other person take Scorpion if that's who they want. We'll handle business.
All right. All right. All right. At least I don't have anything wrong with your Mortal Kombat picks. Tekken, I always hated fighting King.
Oh yeah, love him up and down. Not the most out there character to play with. Doesn't do too much outside the box, but if you get a hold of someone, he definitely takes it to you.
Yep, I always have a problem with grapplers in video games. Always have a problem with grapplers in fighting
And
games.
I always have a problem playing as a grappler. Very tough. So I'm always coming from a disadvantage. But when it works, and it's fun.
Probably feels good, yeah.
And I love it. Arcade games are so much fun from day one. Again, what do we want to do in life? Lean into our passions. What are we passionate about? What did I love as a kid? Pro wrestling, video games. They go hand in hand. And then Friday, Warrior Wrestling goes back to the football stadium. We're back at Marion Catholic for Under the Lights. Yeah, Warrior Wrestling is going to be so much fun. People from all over the world are going to be in attendance and wrestling on the show. Really, the first time I ever went to Warrior Wrestling was at the football field. So I'm really looking forward to returning back to the football field and playing for the people in the way back bleachers, making sure everybody can see just exactly what story is going on.
Yeah, football field is tight. My first Warrior experience. I think they said this one's streaming free on YouTube too, so be sure to check it out. It's Perch. Watch him attempt to take off a robe again. All right. Time to wind it on down. Time to start taking it home. Perch, any final thoughts or questions?
Yeah, I would say there's been some good Muda clips going around, and I've been enjoying seeing him. He hit a Shining Wizard on D'Lo Brown. D'Lo Brown was up on Bob Sapp's shoulders, and it was a doomsday device. Shining Wizard that D'Lo took. It was one of the most devastating things that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that sounds when you put all the pieces together, that does sound very devastating.
and the way Muda gracefully floats to the to the mat.
Elo did not float as gracefully, I imagine. Probably
No,
not Bob Sapp either.
no. But it was devastating.
Yeah.
But incredible. Muda is amazing, and the legacy that he left is always going to be there. Same as Triple H. I've been listening to a lot of Mick Foley, and he always speaks so fondly of the last kind of days of his in-ring career, being the feud he had with Triple H, and wish him the best as well in both of those guys' retirements.
Yeah. nice. Speaking of Muda moments, I retweeted an awesome All Japan Pro Wrestling opening that had some Muda shots in it. I guess in the late 2000 aughts, they went with the Japanese version of Avril Lavigne's Girlfriend for their weekly theme song, and it is awesome. It hit so well.
That was.
So please go check that out. But besides that, take care of yourselves, watch your health. We love you. Tell promotions to book us because we want to wrestle in front of you. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell us your favorite crossovers down below. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. 1.